know success don't come overnight. No make them know a substance over hype. Do it for the love, me not do it for the life.
So thank you guys for tuning in today. I just wanted to say thanks for all the support. My first show last week went really great. I had so many people reaching out to me, telling me how happy they are. So many people that are just so caring, understanding, has a whole bunch of opinions and want me to make like everything in the world. I promise I'm gonna get to every single one of them. And keep your comments coming. Please don't forget to share this video on your page. Follow us on Facebook at Authentic Jamaican Cuisine. And like and definitely put in some orders. So we're gonna go ahead and get started today. Today, you guys know that I'm making a Jamaican jerk grilled eggplant. I'm gonna improvise a little bit because we're inside and not outside, but other than that, we should pretty much go, everything should go pretty much cool. So we wanna make sure we have all of our ingredients, all the typical stuff, and the most important thing of all is my Jamaican jerk sauce is like my main ingredients in a lot of things that I'm gonna make. I have some pure maple syrup, cayenne pepper, I have allspice, ginger, black pepper, salt, water, olive oil, lemon juice, and coriander. I have basil, and the big star of the day, eggplant, ginger, lemon, and of course the green onions. I also have some coconut oil. This is really good. It's really healthy for you too. The most important thing about this meal is that it is pretty much versatile. If you are a vegetarian, you can have this. If you're vegan, you can have this because it has no meat products, no milk, nothing is in here. Basically, it's just all natural ingredients. So if you're a vegetarian again, if you're vegan, if you're looking to lose weight, or if you just love good food, this is perfect for all of those. Okay. So we'll get started with making the marinade. Basically, to marinate the eggplant, you want to put half a cup of curry. Basically, it's basically curry. You can drop that into your bowl. We have here half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Throw that in. Half a teaspoon of black pepper. Throw that in. The cayenne pepper. Coriander in here. And this is nutmeg, just for a splash of different flavor. You can add in, if you want something, or if you like a specific season, you can add other things in here too. This is just my recipe, things that I like. But if there's something specific that you like, by all means, go ahead and try it out. This is all about experimenting and figuring out new things. You want to go ahead and crush some salt in here, and this is all, whether you're a salt eating person or not, you can put as little as you want, or none if you don't want anything. You want to go ahead and add in a half a cup of my Jamaican jerk sauce. Okay, and then you want to add in a cup of water. So you want to do a tablespoon actually, of lemon juice. And a half a teaspoon of olive oil. I can measure, but really, I'm more of just a go-in, but it's a half a teaspoon of olive oil. And I like to use extra virgin olive oil because it just tastes better. Alright, so I'm just going to grab the spoon out of here. And I'm probably gonna get something a little smaller, a smaller spoon. And you just want to mix this all up. Stir it up until everything is out. There's no lumps. Mash out any lumps that's in here. Then you have 1 tablespoon of the coconut oil. I'm going to put this in the microwave for like 30 seconds. Just melt it out. And then I'm going to add it in. All melted. I'm going to pour it in here and then continue to mix it in. This is kind of, the coconut oil is a little sweet, so it gives it a little bit of balance with the jerk, and then it also gives a little bit of balance with the acidity in the lemon juice. So you're just going to sit this here for a second. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our eggplant. We're going to wash it. Most important part. And then I already went ahead, but you want to cut the tip off at the front here and at the back. Then you can just sit it up, and you want to cut it in a nice thick slab, basically, because you are going to be grilling it. You don't want it to be too thin, because then it'll just break up. So just a nice little cut here, straight down. So you cut this into 4 pieces, and then you just want to put it in the marinade. And I'm going to get this, just to flip it around. You want to at least keep this in the fridge for an hour or more if you can, so the season and everything gets into it. You can consistently just keep turning it over. Cover it up with, I love to use these little bowl covers. They have like small size, medium, and large size. So basically it fits over almost every bowl. So you just want to leave it in here for some time. You can cover it up and you can put it away in the fridge. Well, since this is a show, we already have some in here. I've already pre-cut and marinated, so it's basically set and ready to go. Before we put this in though, we want to make sure, this is my favorite thing here. It's a cast iron grill, like a griddle. You can basically use it on both sides. I like to use this side obviously because it gives you that nice grilled, you know, look, and then you can use the other side for bacon or whatever other things you want to use it for. So I normally, of course, my favorite temperature in the oven is 400. So I always heat it at 400 and just put it in here for about 5 minutes and just let it get really hot. You can also use that on the stove if you wanted to. I just like the oven. You can also use it on your grill, which I'll do most likely when it gets a little warmer. So So you're gonna sit this all here. The next important thing that you want to do is you want to make your sauce that you're going to put over it at the end. There's really only two things that's in here. It's just my jerk sauce, and then I added in the maple syrup just to offset some of the spice. If you are a spice eating person, then it really shouldn't matter. You could just leave it just like that. If you're not, then you can add in some maple syrup to offset some of the taste. So I'm just going to pour the rest of this in here. This is about a half a cup. And I'm going to add in a teaspoon of maple syrup. Just brush it in there for a little sweet taste. Now, I love my jerk sauce the same way, but I have some friends that are coming over to taste all this good stuff today. And I just want to give them options. Obviously, if they're into all the spice into this one, I can get them this. And if they're not, then they have something that's a little less spicy. By the way, guys, thank you so much for all the orders on my jerk sauce. It's all been sold out, and I have a new batch that's made and ready to go. So go ahead and inbox me or call me if you have my number, or text me, whichever you want to do. And I'll be happy to send you some, mail you some. You can pick it up if you know where I live. Just come on over and pick some up. Thank you guys for all the support. My God, I had no idea that this would take off so much. So I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you, and keep all those orders coming. You can always buy them, gift them for birthdays, and a whole lot of other things. So we're just going to keep this here. This is what you want to use to brush onto your eggplant at the end. And of course, one of the most important things about cooking is always presentation. So I have some green onions that I like to cut and pour over it. And I have some cilantro. This is one of my favorite things, cilantro. It has such a good taste. It goes well with everything, and I just love to put it on everything. If you are not a cilantro person, you don't like it, you don't love it, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to put it on there. You can put green onions, or if you didn't want to garnish it at all, you don't have to. It's all about just making this what you want it to be, making it your own. And this is what I like, so I'm adding it on there. And if you don't like it, by all means, just eliminate it from your recipe. This whole thing is just about, doing quick meals that you can do for your family at home, or, when you come home. These are things that you can cook with your kids. Simple things that you guys can all sit down and do as a family. You can all sit and do as a family. And basically everything here is doable. I mean, it's really easy just to cut all this up, all the ingredients. You add it in, and it's an easy way to cook dinner and sit down with your family. You always want to make sure you wash all this off. So as I mentioned, this meal is very much, you can use this on anything. If you are vegetarian, you can use it. If you're vegan, you can do it. I know I have some vegan clients that are not a fan of rice and things like that. I make this with like a cauliflower rice. And if you want to know that, that's an easy thing. Cauliflower rice is just basically getting the cauliflower and grating the cauliflower and just steaming it on the stove. It's so easy. When you grater it, it looks just like rice. You steam it, and you're sitting eating rice, and they're eating rice too, but except theirs is vegetables and yours is starch. But again, it's a vegan meal. It's vegetarian. There's no meat products. Everything in here is natural. Everything has no eggs, no milk, no nothing. So you're pretty much good. You can do this. You can eat it, and you should be perfectly fine. So now we're gonna make our way over to the oven. So we don't want to make sure this is pretty hot. You don't want to put anything on it. You don't want to spray any kind of oil or anything, because then it will start smoking. And you want to go ahead and put these on. And you can just leave them on there for about 3 minutes on each side. And you just flip them over. You want to go ahead and just brush some of your marinade on there. I like to put the timer on only because I'm always running and doing other stuff, and I don't want it to burn, so I'll make sure I put that on. We're also gonna be cooking rice to go with this. I actually did some pre-cooking, and I have this handy dandy, my best friend here. It cooks everything. It cooks my oxtail, my rice. It's a multi-purpose tool. But if you want to cook your rice on the stove, it's basically, if you're doing like jasmine rice, 1 cup rice to 1 cup water. If you're doing like the long grain rice, you want to do 1 cup long grain rice to at least 1.5 cups of water, because the long grain rice is a little tougher, so it takes a lot more time. I've already made this, so this is the long grain rice for me because I like it. It's much easier to work with because it's really easy, and it's not much that you can do to mess it up, because you just pour. If you don't get enough, you can add a little bit in. The jasmine rice works well too, but it's a little softer, so you have some room to kind of make it too mushy. So I try to stick with the long grain rice. So if you have a rice cooker, you can use that. It's just 1 cup rice, 1 cup water. If you want to put a pot on the stove, same thing. You can put some salt in there. If you're not a salt eater, don't put any salt in there. It's just all up to you, whatever you want. You know, thank you guys. And I said that you guys have been sending me some great recommendations, and as I mentioned, I am writing them all down every time they come my way, and I'm gonna make sure that I make every single one of them. I had this great friend that I spoke to earlier today, and she was talking about the video from last week, and she's been eating here now for some time, and she suggested that I started doing like dinner parties, or some people don't like to leave their house, but they still want to have parties or cook. So if you guys want to hire me to come to your home and make some meals while your guest is there, they're free to kind of see what's going on, help out if they want to. But at the end of the day, you get to hang out and converse with your guests while I get to make you guys a fabulous dinner. So put that in the back of your mind for the next time you decide to have a dinner party. Call me up. I'm definitely there. I will buy all the ingredients. I will show up. As long as you have a kitchen and pots for me to cook, I'm pretty much good. Okay, sheesh. So you just want to flip this over. And we're going to do the other side. Yeah, but it will work out. Okay, see? It's still good. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody making any comments? Anybody have anything that I need to touch on? No. Yeah. Okay. So, we'll keep it moving. So, as I mentioned, I just made a new batch of sauce, so you guys go ahead and reach out to me and send me your addresses or stop by. I do have it at a couple places. I can't tell you exactly where yet until everything is finalized, and then I'll be able to tell you exactly where you're able to go and pick them up. I'm super excited about this, and again, I want to thank you guys for all your support, all your encouragement. everybody that knows somebody that thinks that they can get me somewhere is putting me in touch with people. And I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you so much. You know, I have some beautiful, caring, understanding, loving, beautiful, exciting people in my life, and it's just been a blessing. Thank you guys, and keep all the support coming. Keep them all coming, and most of you know where I am. You know my number. Call me if you have any suggestions. If you think I'm doing something wrong and you think I can do something better, I don't mind constructive criticism, so bring it on. Okay? So, want to make sure we keep it moist. We don't want it to be all dried out, so we're going to make sure we brush some marinade on it. So let's talk to one of my tasters today. So, this is Kenyatta, and I'm sure a lot of you guys already know her. I've known you for like forever. It seems like forever. And she recently had twins. God bless her. I don't know how I would do it if I had 2 babies to take care of. But your husband is Jamaican, and I think from day one that we started cooking, you guys have been ordering, and especially you. Yeah. And I had some people or some friends that were coming over to taste today, and because they're not living in Colombia, they were in the weather and everything. You reached out to me last show, and I said,
you might want to be a taster. I said, okay.
Okay. So I did have some people that reached out to me before she did. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to take 3 people at a time. So because they lived out of the Columbia area, they were like, well, you know, it's the weather and everything. So I reached out to you and said, hey, are you still interested in being a taster? And of course, she said, yay. So here she is. She is ready to taste our food today. And I do have 2 other friends that are on their way, so they're going to be tasting as well. As I said, I do have some great people in my life, some very supportive people. See how pretty that looks? It looks fantastic. Fantastic. Brush on your marinade. Here. Thank you. All right. Stop it. I just hope they make it here. I don't want nothing to happen because of the weather. So I'm gonna put my rice on here, and of course, if you are, you know, into something else, you can surely do that as well. If you don't want any kind of starch, you don't have to. I make a killer squash with a great vinaigrette, and it's just perfect, really. It's kind of like your sweet potato. Or you could use sweet potato if you want, but I like squash. It's just one of those things that can be kind of used as a starch, even though you know it's a vegetable. But this rice turned out pretty good. It's nice and soft, not too soft. It's still firm, and it looks fantastic. Alrighty, so we're gonna put this over here. I'm gonna pop this in here because I did put a couple pieces of salmon for somebody just in case. Do you have anybody have any questions? Any comments? No? Okay.
No.
I hope you guys are writing the recipe down, and I would love to see you guys going online and trying it in your home and letting me look and see how you're doing it. That would be fantastic. I would actually really, really enjoy that. So if you think that you got this all down pat, you should definitely go ahead and try it. So I need to get something else because this is not going to work. Box out of the way. I'm going to take these off, and then I'll put the rest for the other people that's coming. So you definitely just want to go ahead and put it on your plate over your rice. Brush on some sauce on here. Definitely, I like to have lemon. Sprinkle. And you can definitely put the rest of the sauce on the table if somebody wants to add some more to their rice. Definitely just want to go ahead and take it out. And Kenyatta gets to be the taster. So they can't basically say that I'm just saying my food is good when it's not. So you can get to be honest with me. Please be honest. I know you said you've never had eggplant before.
No.
So this is new to you. So go ahead. Here, you can definitely take this. Right here. So you want to go ahead? I can put this on the side for you. There you go. And then I'm going to grab the spoon. Rice. If you want some more sauce on there, just let me know. You can add some more sauce to it. And then your fork is right there. And some people I like this to squirt on there. I don't know.
Oh, you put it on there?
I do sometimes, but you can try and do whatever you deem necessary.
Okay, let me taste it.
I can definitely give you some more sauce too if you want that on your rice.
Well, it's good. Spicy. I like spicy.
Yeah, because you know what you have to like spicy.
It's good. My first time I ever had eggplant before.
You know,
It tastes like squash. It's like something like squash.
It's pretty much, yeah.
Probably the same family, like
Same
squash.
family, yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
good. It's different, but good. That's healthy, right?
exactly healthy.
So for those who don't know, how much is your jar of jerk sauce?
Oh, so I have. Oh, that's a good question. So
You might never know.
I have different sizes. This is $3.99. This one is $5.99, and this can be used like more than once, unless you're somebody that drinks it like I know some people that do. And then I have a bigger jar. That one is $9.99. And I've been shipping sauce. I've shipped, like, my God, everywhere. North Dakota, in Maryland, New York, Connecticut, all over the place. So it's been going pretty good.
Now, you know, they have the mild Jamaican sauce and they have the hot. So you make both?
Yeah, so some of these are mild. Like this one is spicy, and I have a mild. And I was even thinking about probably even going and just making some that doesn't really have any kind of spice in there, because some people, their palates are really, you know.
That's the point of it's supposed to be.
I know that, but some people are, you know, they don't really like any kind of spice. So at the end of the day, I haven't really had anybody that said they didn't like either the mild or the spicy. And it's just been really exciting. So I'm glad that you like it. I have a couple more friends that are gonna come over. I wish they had made it here, but I know the weather is not the best. So, and I know that they're still on their way. So at least we'll have food to give them. And thank you guys for watching today. I hope you guys tune in next week. And I won't say what I'm making next week because I don't know yet. I'll just have to go through one of the list of the suggestions and see what's going to be the simplest thing for us to do, because at the end of the day, this is all about just making meals that are quick, healthy, but that anybody can do. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. I think that's the whole point. Just healthy, quick meals, because we're all on the go family. We have kids and sports and all these other stuff, so we want to get in the kitchen and get out as fast as we can without stopping at any kind of fast food restaurants. So inbox me, call me, text me any ideas, any comments, any suggestions. I look forward to hearing from you guys this week. I hope I hear from you guys as much as I did last week, because I love every minute of it. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on Tuesday.